Okay, Michelle, we should be on YouTube.
Still says starting soon right now. Okay, we're there.
Thank you, thank you.
It is recording. And you're on both your computers, Robin?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I see you twice, so.
Okay. That is me. I'm trying to
dream just to see you twice. It's good.
I wish it was two of me.
Yeah, no kidding.
She could help me out a lot.
I could really use her.
All right. Let's think I'm okay. I'm trying to be able to see. Carla Lee.
Hey, Robin King. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
And James.
You like the way I put that in there?
She made it. She made it. All right. I need to make sure when I share this. Will be able, okay, recording. All right. All right, let's start. Release the video. All right, we're going to let everyone start joining in with us. And until then, we're going to play a video for you.
Académie Lafayette offers something to your children that other schools just can't offer.
At Académie Lafayette, our focus is providing a world-class education for our students.
I love seeing my grandchildren come alive, speaking French.
Give your kids some credit and just know that their brains are sponges and can absorb it all. We are now accepting applications. Visit academylafayette.org.
Do you love Académie Lafayette?
J'aime Académie Lafayette.
Ok, tous ensemble.
Demain, ça sera
Je mélange. On va pour les jours de la semaine?
lundi, mercredi, jeudi, samedi, dimanche. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Donc, février, mars, avril, mai, juin, août, septembre, octobre, novembre et décembre.
Académie Lafayette offers something to your children that other schools just can't offer.
Académie Lafayette, our focus is providing a world-class education for our students.
I love seeing my grandchildren come alive, speaking French.
Give your kids credit and just know that their brains are sponges and can absorb it all. We are now accepting applications. Visit academylafayette.org.
Do you love Académie Lafayette?
J'aime Académie Lafayette.
Ok, tous ensemble. Je mélange. On va pour les jours de la semaine?
Académie Lafayette offers something to your children that other schools just can't offer.
At Académie Lafayette, our focus is providing a world-class education for our students.
I love seeing my grandchildren come alive, speaking French.
Give your kids some credit and just know that their brains are sponges and can absorb it all. We are now accepting applications. Visit academylafayette.org.
J'aime Académie Lafayette.
Ok, tous ensemble. Je mélange. On va pour les jours de la semaine?
Académie Lafayette offers something to your children that other schools just can't offer.
At Académie.
All righty. I'm actually gonna change this because it's a lot. Let's change this. Well, hello everyone. It's a 10:05, so I want to give about 5 minutes for everyone to at least join in. Although anybody can join it at any time. I know I may be talking to some listeners on YouTube. We are in conjunction here Saturday. It is School Saturday with Show Me Casey Schools. So we're also on another platform called Feed Loop. And you are able to go to Académie Lafayette's Facebook page and get a link there, and you can register, and you can see not only Académie Lafayette, but other schools as well. And also on YouTube, you're only able to chat a question, but if you are on the Feed Loop format or Zoom, you can go ahead and turn your mic on and ask those questions. So first off, what we're going to do is have, and can someone let me know, am I the only one that's hearing the doorbell for Zoom?
No, we all hear it. And it's loud.
So at one point I thought, that's why I said, let me go ahead and ask. So that may be going off all day. Okay, I know what I'll do. I'll ask Elise about that. Otherwise, what we are going to do is go ahead and start with our introductions. And I will apologize. I am on 2 computers, so I will be turned away. But you are still my focus and attention today. And let me first introduce myself. I don't think I did that. I am Robin King, Director of Admissions for Académie Lafayette. And so all those emails have been from myself. And I'm the one that you would contact for any questions that you have, or moving forward, when we do enroll your child, I will be the appointment for you. So let's go ahead and what I might do is I might switch my mic. I don't know if that'll help or not, because it may be coming from my computer. Let's test it. Let's test it real quick. All right. Now here we go. Okay, now let's try it. You can hear me?
We can hear you. No ding so far.
No dings. Okay, I fixed it. All right. Now let's go on now. The only thing is, okay, I have to. All right. Okay, I will get this together while we do introductions. I think I'm gonna need to switch my video format because yes. All right, so let's go ahead, and what we're gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and start with Michelle Markham. She is, well, I guess she can just introduce herself.
All right, thanks, Robin. So I'm Michelle Markham, and I'm a parent, and I'm also a board member. And I always like to talk about just how lucky we are to live in Kansas City, where we have that option of school choice, and just the opportunity to research this and make this choice is really powerful. And the good news is there are a lot of really great public school choices in Kansas City. But I'm going to talk about Académie Lafayette and why to choose here is because it really is the total package, and it's not just the French thing. Although make no mistake that language immersion has been proven to really enhance the education basics, and I know some people will talk about that. You know, some of the teachers and principals that will talk here. But you know, so all of those things, that critical thinking, the problem solving, is really great. But really, the total package that an education from Académie Lot offers you is your kids. It just includes so much more. And so my daughter is in third grade now. So she's she's nearly completed her fourth year at the school. My son will start in the fall in kindergarten. And so I'm just going to kind of recap some of the observations and things that we've liked about being at the school during our time so far. The first is she is really happy. She looks forward to school. She likes it better when she's in the building. Right now, she's one of the kids that has remained virtual so far. But she also likes going to school online as well. And they've made it as good as it can be, I believe, in this. And of course, she's also happy when there are no school days, but she does truly enjoy being in school. And so I love that I've picked a school that works in that way for her. The other thing is she's made friends, and she's made really good friends. And they're a really diverse group of friends in every way that you can imagine. And those friendships are really genuine, and they've stayed even through being virtual and not always being together. Another thing that's been important to me is I've made friends, really good relationships, a diverse and every way imaginable group of friends, and that's important to feel part of the school community. Also, she's safe. She's safe physically. She's safe emotionally. She's in good hands with the leadership and the staff and the teachers, who all really truly care about what's good for kids. And then she's learning. She is learning a lot. Her vocabulary, her math, her reasoning, her reading comprehension, what she can do on a computer already, her artistic exploration development, music theory, that's been pretty amazing, the importance of physical fitness, and then of course the French. And yeah, she does speak French now. She reads it, she understands it, she converses in it. She can tell me what someone says in French on TV. But what I really love is she isn't just speaking French, you know, she's learning in French, and it's really amazing to watch. And one of the other things I really love about the school is her teachers, you know, outside of this year, they've really encouraged, hey, come into our classroom, see how we teach, observe how this happens. And it's been interesting to you know, to be able to do that sometimes. You know, sometimes it's harder, you know, being a working parent, but sometimes it's been really interesting to see. And then another thing that I love, she is learning more about other cultures and real world learning, you know, the learning that occurs from interacting with people from different cultures, different races, different genders, not just studying it in a textbook. In these past 4 years, you know, she's had between her homeroom teachers and the specials class teachers, summer school teachers, interns, you know, nearly 24 different teachers, including someone who had actually graduated from the school. She's had people from at least 10 different countries, with that being split about 40% male and 60% female. And that is the type of education that has really meant a lot to me, truly, as much as the test scores. And I know I'm taking a long time. Sorry, I get talking about this stuff, but I guess my final point is the test scores. The academic performance of the school has really been stellar for now more than 20 years, and it's not missed a beat, and it keeps getting better. And so the fact that they now have a high school, and knowing that my kids have a path all the way through high school is actually a really, really reassuring feeling for me right now. So get your application in, and I truly hope that you each do get to experience what we have here. All right, I'm done, Robin. Sorry. That's long.
No problem. Thank you so much, Michelle. And I don't know if you guys can see me anymore, but things are just silly. Here we go.
I can see you on YouTube, but I can't see you on the other.
Okay.
Oh, no, there, you're on the other now. Okay.
Okay. What I was going to say is, Bridget, could you still hear the doorbell?
Yeah, I'm still hearing it a little bit. Mm-hmm.
I think it's coming. It's going to be from Feet Loop because it's like the main hub. So that is just something, and I apologize, everyone, that we're going to have to deal with today. So next up, I actually want to have Mr. Jones speak.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Yeah, Michelle, awesome job. I don't even know if I can add anything. I'm one of the awesome people that's part of that awesome school community she was talking about, behind the scenes working the magic. I'm a kindergarten teacher. I've been here for almost over 10 years now, which is crazy to think about. I did my student teaching here, fell in love with the school, which, you know, I hope, like Michelle said, you all get the opportunity to do, because once you step foot in the school and you see us do our thing, you'll fall in love with it. So it's immediately what happened with me from a teaching perspective. So did everything I could to get my whole body through the door to make sure I could work at the school. Yeah, I can't add anything else. Michelle really did great.
All right, where are we? I had to mute. Mr. Jones, you done?
Mr. Jones.
Yeah, unless you want me, anything else you want me to say?
Mr. Jones, you done? No, oh no, it's fine. I had to mute myself real quick, so I missed it.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. Actually, I will decide. We're gonna make a decision on the fly here. If Dorothy, Madam Warner, or Monsieur Diata would like to take the reins here. Those are our principal and vice principal of Oak. So you two decide who would like to go first.
Dorothée, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Jean-Claude. My name is Dorothée Warner.
One second. You need to mute one of your microphones.
Okay. I'm gonna. Is this better?
I think so.
Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. Bonjour. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Dorothée Warner, and I am the vice principal at the Oak campus of Académie Lafayette. I started there 11 years ago as a teacher in 3rd grade and then 5th grade. Just like Justin, I absolutely fell in love with the school, the communities, the international group of teachers. I think we have 14 nations represented in our staff. Our family are amazingly supportive. I just want to put a big shout out to all our parents out there who make our day just really special. You know, I think we do an amazing job of educating our children here in Kansas City and gives them a global perspective. And it's almost like a mini UN. Kids go in from different grades to different nations almost. You know, you are taught by a teacher from France and a teacher from Cameroon, then a teacher from Senegal. Of course, we have, fabulous Francophone American teachers like Justin as well. But our school is a jewel in Kansas City. It's been here for 20 plus years now. And it's just wonderful to be part of it. So welcome, and can't wait to answer your questions.
Thank you, Dorothée. Can you hear me all? This is Jean-Claude Diatta. I'm the principal at the Oak campus, K5. I've been in the school for 21 years. I've been a teacher in Senegal, where I'm originated from. I taught 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade. So for 15 years, I've been a teacher at Académie Lafayette. And this is my 6th years in administration. What I can add about French immersion, the reason why 21 years ago when the school reached out to me and I came here, I kind of related to my elementary school, which was very diverse in Senegal. And the other aspect was the French. Michelle really summed it all, but I just want to add the cognitive aspect and the creativity and problem-solving ability that French immersion school really offered to his student. And that's why by 3rd grade, or even in those who in the school where they don't have English, they really overachieved the other student in traditional school. And I want to add also what research has shown, even in Canada, where this concept of French immersion school has really really come from. It adds to the job opportunities and your career. It helps you learn other languages, because French immersion is the real build bridges for you to learn other languages. So I believe in that, and the whole team here at Académie Lafayette believe in our concept, and we're ready to offer it to whomever want to join us in this endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think we had the doorbell solved. All right. Bridget.
Okay. I'm trying to unmute myself here. Oh, there we go. Hi, I'm Bridget McNevin-Pfeiffer. I'm a speech pathologist and a special educator at Académie Lafayette, and this is my 4th year working here, but it's my 9th year as part of the Académie Lafayette community, because I'm also the mom of an 8th grader as well as a 2nd grader at the campus. My mentor, speech pathologist, when I was first out of graduate school a bazillion years ago, was a speech path at Académie Lafayette after she had retired. and she spoke so highly of the school. I felt so lucky when we got our now 8th grader, her acceptance letter from the lottery in kindergarten. Louise was part of the initial expansion into our Cherry building. So she was the one of the first kindergartners in that building. We've been really excited to have kids now move through all 3 buildings in the campuses. She's at Armour now. And we're so excited that she has the opportunity to attend the high school now. So it's been really neat to grow with the school. But I'm very proud to be a member of the overall community, but now as well, one of the teachers at the school. From a language perspective, I think a lot about language, and the opportunities for growth through immersion are really huge. I think it's important for families to go in and know that because it is a public school, that there's access to the full range of opportunities and supports that children might need in a traditional public school. We have excellent social workers in our elementary buildings. We have a wonderful school counselor serving our middle and high school students who will be able to help with just those struggles of middle school, but then also moving into high school, the academic and career planning that are needed there. So really wonderful supports across the schools.
All righty, thank you. And so just to recap, you've heard from Michelle. She's a parent and board member. You've also heard from Mr. Jones. He's a kindergarten teacher. Miss Dorte, she was a former teacher, but now one of our vice principals. And then Mr. Diata, he is, and I don't know if he mentioned it before, but he's worked on curriculum as well for our school, previously in the classroom as well, and now the principal. So as you can see, our teachers do move up, and I wanted you to know that because you have a vast area right now of information to ask of. And then also with Bridget being a worker as well as a parent at AO as well. So now next you're going to hear from Lauren. She is actually a graduate of Académie Lafayette. She is now in college, senior, and I'll just let you go ahead and speak, Lauren.
Awesome, thank you. So my name is Lauren Hendrickson. I'm one of the Académie Lafayette preschool teachers. Then I also graduated from Académie Lafayette in 2013. So what I do for preschool is I go around to several different schools and give around 30-minute lessons for French. So we sing songs, go over the alphabet, and we kind of words and numbers. And then being a former Académie Lafayette student, I remember my time so fondly from Académie Lafayette. I really just have the best memories from being a student there. And I made great friends that I still consider to be my best friends today. And then the teachers really taught me how to love learning and really just pursue what I'm curious in. So specifically, my love for French and Francophone culture just stemmed from Académie Lafayette, and it definitely pushed me to continue French in high school. And now I'm in my last semester at UMKC studying French language and literature and hoping to be an elementary teacher in the future.
Okay, and a little bit, you were breaking up just a little bit, Lauren. I hope everyone heard her somewhat. We may need to just work on that just a little bit so we can hear you, especially if someone has some questions to ask of you as well. But thank you for that. And so, yes, we are going to go ahead and get started like somewhat into a video I have prepared, and it kind of breaks it down at certain points for people to ask questions. But I still wanted to open, usually we say the floor, open the mics. If anyone had any pre-questions to go ahead and ask, if you had any burning questions that you wanted to give us, go ahead at this time.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is it for me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So Académie Lafayette is a complete French school. Is it correct? Like all the lessons are in French. Everything is in French. Like my student is going actually into 10th grade. Am I
Okay.
is he too old?
Well, and I don't want to, excuse me for interrupting, but we are, for everyone, we are actually pre-K through 10th grade for next year. We just started our high school this year for 9th grade. It's the first year. And so no, not too old, just because next year will be 10th. You know, the only thing is, again, we will have to see how many seats we have available. We are French immersion for K through 8th. That means lessons are taught in the French language, but for our high school, it is not. There are English teachers, or let's say they speak in English for that, but our kids are able to continue with the French or any other language that they have that we offer, because in 6th grade, students are able to choose between Spanish and Mandarin and then continue those as well. So then they can just take a higher level French, or if they have never had French, when they enter high school with us, they can take the French 101, should we say it, but what better school to take French 101 at, huh?
Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect, no problem. Anyone else have a question?
I have a question. My daughter is in the 8th grade at another school, and we're looking at the possibility of a high school at Académie Lafayette. So she has not been immersed in French. I have a couple questions. I think I heard that kids coming from outside would maybe need to take 2 foreign languages. So I'm wondering if that is correct. And then also, I believe that the freshman class, this first class is very small. And I think I heard that next year the aim is to have a bigger class. So I'm wondering about that. And I'm also wondering what sort of extracurricular opportunities there are, given that the school at this point is pretty small. Thank you.
Yes, great, absolute great questions. And so a few things that I'm going to ask of you. We have on our Facebook page, and if not, I can always find it and post it in our little chat here. And we have a recording of the entire high school meeting that we had, and it's actually for parents and students that want to enter the high school. The only reason why I say that is because we have a completely different team for that, and they have detailed information for that. But what I will say is, because what I'm trying to think of is the 2 language thing, and I have to look. I know on our page, we do have the high school informational, and it has a list of all of our course offerings that we were offering. It's actually for freshmen. So then we have to actually change that for the upcoming grades. So I have to check about the 2, but we are going to be a world language school. And so like, I think French may be somewhat required, but don't quote me too much on that. And then maybe an additional language. So we are a world language school, and so it is required to have at least, I will say, 1. Your other point of the small number, yes, because we just started out, and I think that is a good point for Académie Lafayette's high school, which is Académie Lafayette International High School, is that we are a small school. Right now, our students that chose to be in person are in person for 4 days out of the week, because it was a smaller class. Probably half of that class decided to stay online and half decided to come in. But yes, it is a smaller class. We are hoping to increase as we go on, but still, I think we will still remain a smaller school from here on out, just because of the nature of Académie Lafayette. Now, I had another point for you. Got to find it in my brain. Electives, activities. So we are going to try to partner with schools. Other schools have already done this, where they partner with other schools to create teams. But we do have a strong robotics as well as engineering program. We already partner with organizations. It escapes my mind right now, and I'm the one that got us partner with the organization. I will look over here and get it for you. But we partner with the whole organization that comes in and helps our students with engineering and robotics and things of that nature as well. So some of those things we are continuing to do. I hope that answers your question to the best of my ability right now.
Thank you very much.
And I will put the link to that in our chat when I get it. Yes, go ahead.
Hey, Ms. King, can I ask a question real quick?
Sure can.
So, like my daughter is coming into kindergarten. My question is being like, when it comes to like homework, if everything is taught in French and I don't know French, like how do we help them at home?
The way that you will help them is by allowing Académie Lafayette, the expert French teachers, to continue to do what they do. What you can do at home is continue teaching them with the English or any other language you can, but continue reading with them. So actually, the point that I wanted to make is that there is an English class. So, and I know some people want to talk, but if you could mute your mic for a moment, just because I'm echoing, and then we can unmute, and then you can talk at that time. There is an English teacher, a dedicated English teacher for each grade level. So they know the benchmarks that are needed to prepare that student for English, and that's separate from the French teacher's class. So I actually wanted to make that point earlier. So then they send home book in the bag, and then you can read with your child, log in times that you read with them as well. Our library does have English and French books available. And so then you can continue with that. Homework that comes home will be in English, so you can help them. But let's just say kindergarten, first grade, and teachers and principals jump in here with me. It will not be much sent home. Maybe just something to finish, maybe something to share with the family, things of that nature. We understand most of our students are not coming in with the knowledge of French. Most of our students are coming in with no French experience. So we understand that. And I hope that answers your question, unless anyone else wants to.
I really want a question.
Okay, I'm gonna let Mr. Diata go ahead and talk, and then we're gonna go to Lauren Allen after that, but go ahead, Mr.
Yeah, I was about to put a teacher on the spot, which is Justin Jones. I'm sorry, Justin, again, but I can just share a little bit of my experience. I always say to that question, we expect as a teacher, I expect from my class, first of all, to give clear instruction for the homework, but I always tell parents, read to them in English. It will transfer. Make sure that you do math with them, and then critical thinking, because I love science, and I say, when you're in the kitchen, make sure that when they ask you why question, you answer to them with extensive critical thinking answer. But Justin, do you want to chime in here and tell them your experience as a kindergarten? Because this is where really sometimes parents worry.
Yeah, I respond to Michael at this point. You're good. So kindergarten, we normally never do homework at all. Like what Robin was saying, like let us work our magic. And then what she was also mentioning about the English teacher, they'll have a book in the bag and they'll have English homework, but it's in English, so that should be, pretty less stressful. As far as, we can send, sometimes we can send extra stuff home if that is, what you want to do and help them. And then you also learn the same time as them, which a lot of our kindergarten parents this year, since we've been mostly virtual, have been like sitting there learning French as well. No, yeah, we have it in the bag. We know what we're doing. And then you'll see it. Just like what Mr. Diata said, as long as you're reading to them in English, eventually it'll all just click together. That's how the brain works. It'll just, you'll see everything correlate and stick. And then, but as always, communicate with the teacher, and then we'll be able to help out, and we're in it together.
Hi, I had a question regarding a kindergarten age child. My 5-year-old is reading, and I'm concerned that if she does start learning French at the same time, do you guys typically have a situation where children get confused between French and English?
And then I'll let Lauren go and Miss Harris as well. Anybody want to take that question?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
So from my experience, I remember in kindergarten just completely separating English from French. So I really didn't have a problem and got confused between the two. I think my brain worked for like when I was at school, it's French time, and when I'm at home, it's English. And I remember never having an issue trying to pronounce English words in French or anything like that. So I think your brain really does separate the two languages, and you don't get them confused.
I can also give my experience as a student from Senegal when I was learning French at school, but in the street and at home, I was speaking 2 other languages, okay? And there's no confusion. It was fine with me. I can give another example of another student, teacher here at Académie Lafayette. He was going to school learning French, and in his environment, he was speaking 4 other languages. And right now, he is speaking 7 languages and no confusion at all. And he's a teacher. He's doing a doctoral program right now. So absolutely not. What happened is those languages, your mother tongue, will help you build bridges in order to understand other languages at the cognitive level. Now, as at the cultural level, it will help you appreciate other languages, and it will help you appreciate other cultures also. Okay, and that's what it did for me, and that's what it did for that other teacher I'm referring to.
And if
Okay, thank you so much.
Robin, as a, not only as a assistant principal or a teacher, but also as a parent, my own children, are binational. My husband is American and does not speak French. And I spoke French exclusively to my children. They went to an American school. Unfortunately, it was before Académie Lafayette existed, and their reading abilities in both English and French really grew very quickly. Their knowledge of the French language really helped them in spelling in English. Interestingly, a lot of higher lexile words are French-based in English. And so it was an asset all the way around and never became a problem for them to read in English and in French. As Jean-Claude said, it works simultaneously and helps the neurons in the brain just connect in ways that monolingual children's brains do not develop that way. So it is an asset for their brain development as well, as many, many studies have shown.
And I'll say to somebody who's from a speech pathologist perspective and a parent perspective too, if you're like me and you grew up in an American school system, the whole idea, like Mr. Diata said, of being a truly multilingual person, like all of our West African teachers are, where they spoke mother tongue at home or a different one in the street, but then a school language, that's really foreign to us who have grown up in an English-only environment, where our first exposure to a foreign language might have been as a high school freshman, where our brains really are different by the time we're high school freshmen versus our kindergartners who have these amazing plastic moldable brains. And so the immersion opportunity is so huge for these guys.
And I'm going to throw in one other little cute story from my daughter. Last year when she was in 2nd grade, we were out and she heard someone speaking French. And so she's like, Mom, he's speaking French. she said, I'm trying to think of where he's from though, because he doesn't sound like Mr. Jiba. He doesn't sound like Madame Marchand. He doesn't sound like Mr. Diak. He kind of sounds like Mr. Akemo. Or whatever. So I said, well, ask him where he's from. So she asks, and sure enough, he was from Cameroon, where she had heard. So she's even hearing like the different dialects of where people are from. And then of course he was like, he wanted to talk to her and she ended up getting shy. And he's like, no, please talk French to me. Nobody talks French to me. So it was kind of cute. But I just loved how, just already, in second grade, she was picking up the differences in the accents and it's really kind of cool.
Beautiful, beautiful explanation. I hope everybody was able to.
I just wanted to say one thing. I have a kindergartner at Lafayette. We just joined in November and we're loving it. We love it. We're so happy. But my daughter's learning German outside of the house and French at school. And she's just now starting to read in German and in French, but she was reading in English. And it's like, if she sees the German or she sees the French, her brain just switches between. She doesn't even notice that she's doing it.
Thank you so much for that. And just know, Académie Lafayette has been around for over 20 years, and that was when it was Académie Lafayette. It was previously logged with the Kansas City School District. So this is a proven method. It's just that when they decided to close it down, the Académie Lafayette parents and teachers did not want this excellent program to end. And so that's why they continued it. Okay, Lauren Allen, did you have a question?
Actually, my question was quite similar to Elizabeth's. I have a kindergartner, going into kindergarten, and she's fully reading, graded numbers, all of that. And our concern was a regression with the French immersion. She's fortunate enough that at her daycare, she's been taking French classes for the past 2 years, but the immersion part is what was concerning us. On would she then lose out or forget her English learning or become slower in it? But I think you all have just done a great job at answering Elizabeth's question. So no further concern for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to reinforce, I worked in 2007 for a week in Minnesota with Dr. I forget his name. He's from Canada. He's doing research in immersion, and he's been doing it since 1986. And it is proven by third grade, you always see by third grade that they haven't lost anything. In the contrary, they have overpassed their counterpart in as a traditional school. The way they show it, they prove it is by the test, the national test in Canada, or here what we call MAP test. They always have better result than the other student in traditional school. And even in Minnesota, Carla Institute, they have the same result. So nothing to worry about.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I tried to not say anything.
Okay. Oh, I know. Go ahead. I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
Understand all of your concerns. I currently have a first grader at AL, and my 5-year-old is about to enter kindergarten. So I wouldn't send him there if I didn't believe in the school. And with all your fears, I had them, because I was like, how am I supposed to teach my baby French? I don't know French. Or, he already can read. Is this going to mess him up? But let me tell you, it only enhances him. He does code, he switches back and forth from English to French. And I'm like, wow, it amazes me. The school is awesome. I love it. So if you get in, oh my gosh, you're going to just, like everybody said, the teachers and
win the lottery.
Oh my God, when you win the lottery, you win the lottery, okay? So
right.
It's an awesome experience. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go now.
No, stay with us, Carla. Okay. And I wanted to give a shout out to, is it Maurice and the girls? I see you on camera.
They want to say hi. Say hi, y'all.
Hi. Hi, lady. And then Miss Harris, did you have a question?
Hello, thank you. My daughter Khalees, who is 5, and I've been telling her about this school since she was probably 2 or 3.
I've been so excited and praying and hoping that we get into it. But she's a thinker. So I'm like, I'm just going to listen. I don't even want to be seen. I don't have any questions. She's like, Mom, I have a lot of questions. So her initial question is, where did this concept of French immersion as a school even come from? Is her question.
As I said, this is from the Kansas City School District, Kansas City Public School. This was formerly known as Logan. And we still have teachers that actually taught at Logan, which was the French magnet school. And then I guess kind of around before, obviously, 1999, 1998 or so, they had decided they were closing the schools. And so the teachers and the parents came together because they wanted it to continue for their kids. And then they just said that they knew it would be beneficial for Kansas City. If anybody has any other knowledge of that, but and then so that's when charters actually started. So we are one of the first charters, technically the first charter when it was allowed for Missouri legislation. When they had the charter available, that's when the parents found it and went on and applied, and surprisingly, received this charter, and they went on and got started. Of course, it was a very small amount of students at that time, but they have continued on, and now we're growing at this point as well. So with full circle, Logan is now the Cherry campus, and that was probably the third building after it started in a small Jewish temple off of Holmes. That's not there anymore. That's actually where UA is located. And then the Oak building, that's actually catty corner from there, 69th and Oak Street. And then they received Cherry, which was formerly known as Logan. So that actually, kind of tells you were doing what you're supposed to do. So hopefully that helps. Did that answer your question, sweetheart?
Yes.
Wonderful. I see Ashley's little one is waving. Hello, darling. All right. And then, okay, so
question.
Yes, and I was going to mention Julie Davis has been asking me about COVID, so I wanted to kind of get into that somewhat. So here's the thing. Right now, what we're going through right now will be completely different in August, which is kind of at the end of August, although it will affect you if you are attending summer school. And let me say, if you receive a seat in the lottery, you have an opportunity to get a seat for summer school. I say lottery, even people on the wait list. I will be offering people seats off the wait list prior to summer as well. So if you are offered a seat, period, you will have an option for summer school. So I say that because I can't say what our plans will be for this year for dealing with COVID because we aren't there yet. We do have a task force made up of parents, teachers, administration, health officials, and we meet now every other week. When it all happened, at one point, we were meeting every day and then every week. And so we assess the situation and decide how to move forward. But our plans right now, what is currently happening at Académie Lafayette is our students are in hybrid. They go 2 days in person and 3 days online. This should possibly change after spring break, where they will be in person for 4 days. Again, for those that choose, and we'll have to see if that is still going to be an option or not. So you still have an option to do 100% online. The grades that are in session right now are K through, Dorothy, help me out here. Is it K through third?
For what? I'm sorry.
That are in session right now.
Right now we have K through 8, K through 9. Everybody is in session starting this Monday. We're welcoming back 7th, 8th, and 8th grade, but K through 6 and 9th grade have been in person. Parents choose either 2 days a week, or some parents have chosen to remain online, and we accommodate that because we know that this is a difficult decision for many of our families. So it's really driven by parents' choice. We're welcoming some students 4 days a week. As of Monday, the 22nd, all our students at AL will be back in person if the parents choose to.
Yes. And then the other question was, yeah. And we are working on getting teacher vaccinations as well. We're actually partnering with Show Me Casey Schools, who's doing this event right now to get facilities and the vaccine itself for the teachers. We've all signed up on a survey, and it is in conjunction with, I want to say, Truman or Children's Mercy. I know they've both been involved with that. Mask mandate is, yes, in place. And we have provided computers for all students, just in case any need be that we do need to shut down a classroom, but I don't even think we're doing that either anymore. It's, you know, who has been in close contact, but everyone has a computer for them to use. Well, we're starting with older grades and then going down to the younger grades. Again, this is what we are doing currently right now. And then I know some parents are online and experiencing that as well, but and we can talk about that even some more if we need to later. I have some questions in my chat, so I'm gonna get to these. Siblings, yes. If you are a sibling right now at Académie Lafayette, your incoming kindergartner has a guaranteed spot. That is public knowledge. We let everyone know that they do have priority. So even if you are entering kindergarten now and have younger kids, you have priority for siblings. And yes, they will be at the same campus. Summer school dates, I think were just released. And I want to
the chat. I put them in the chat, Robin.
Perfect.
So they are, if you can't see them, Wednesday, June 16th through Friday, July 2nd, and then Wednesday, July 7th through Friday, July 23rd.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Summer school is no charge. Okay. All right.
Do you see the one about sending out acceptance notices when that goes out?
Oh. No, is that what you wrote?
No, somebody's asking, when do you send out acceptance notices? They've got a kindergartner.
Okay, so we will send out notices March 1st at 4 p.m. You will know if you have received a seat or if you're on the wait list, and then tons of information will come after that. It will tell you everything that you need to do. So you will be told you have an offer. You will need to accept that. You either need to accept or decline. You need to do those two, or it can just sit there. Those are three options that you have. When it becomes accepted, that's when you'll get the follow-up information on how to enroll. So at this time, people have just applied. You will know if you have an offer, you have to accept the offer, and then you will have to enroll. And that is information that is needed. Residency proofs, immunization records. So go ahead and get those appointments set up now. Health information that we need for the students, bus information if we have transportation, and transportation is available if you live 2 or more miles away from the campus you are assigned, and campus assignments will also be sent out at that time. I hope that answers that question.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So my child has trouble speaking, and he's going to speech therapy. Do you guys provide that?
Bridget?
Yes, we do. We provide both speech supports through the regular education program. There's some kids who have just mild articulation issues where we can just do some small groups through regular education. And so that's one option. And then we also have the formal IEP process as well. So we have some students who have an individualized education plan that was developed while they were a preschooler, because if you have concerns about your child's development, you can go through that process through your through wherever you live, which for here would be the Kansas City, Missouri School District if you have a 3 to 5 year old. But entering Académie Lafayette, if a kid is coming in without an IEP, we screen our kindergartners. We'll be getting ready actually to do some catch-up screening with our first graders here this spring, and then moving down into our kindergartners to look for concerns with speech or language delays. And then, like I said, we offer services through regular education speech supports, but then also for kids with significant issues that are impacting them educationally, we can support them through the individualized education plans.
I have another question. So because of my child's disability, he can't go through multiple staircases. Do you guys have ramps or an elevator he could use?
Yes, we do. We have elevators.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. And ramps too. We have ramps and elevators, yes. I'm going to talk about, okay, I'll talk about the campus after Mr. Jones. Could you discuss discipline and how it works in kindergarten?
Yeah, sure can. So in a typical year, we utilize PBIS, which someone step in if I'm getting my acronyms wrong, which is Positive Behavior Intervention Systems.
That's what I think it is.
And so yeah, so we use that to reinforce the positive behavior that we see in the class. So that normally helps out squash out discipline issues, you know. Another thing we normally do in a typical year is they give out tickets. So that helps kids want to be, you know, the best they can be. And each teacher also instills their own little thing in there. You know, I tell my kids that they're number one. We're supposed to be the best class to ever walking around the school, you know. So they take a lot of pride in that. And that's how we instill that in there. Can't really think of anything else. If there's anything like super major, normally I try to keep it in-house in the classroom. I try to deal with it myself, unless it gets, you know, it's too out of hand. But and then always communicate with the parents usually if something happens and try to figure it out. Yeah. Does anyone else want to step in?
Quick question. How many kids are in a kindergarten class and how many?
Yeah, good question. Typically the max for kindergarten is 22 students.
Correct.
And we also have interns. This year we did not have interns come from France, but in a non-COVID year and also a year where visas are available, which we're getting close, you know, back to that normalcy. We have an intern program where we bring education majors from France to come assist in our kindergarten and first grade classes. So you would have a teacher and an intern, you know, to help with the 22 kids.
I completely forgot about the interns. Thank you, Doholte, after this year.
All right, I think I have covered everyone's information in here. Oh, okay, campus. So let me share this. Okay. So for campuses, if you see the second set of bullets, it says campus boundaries. So you see the cherry boundaries and the oak boundaries. Those are set by our board previous years. And if you live within those boundaries, that would be your campus assignment. If you live outside of those boundaries, it's just a chance. You know, you'll get either one of those campuses. It is random. We just put it in a random generator by numbers, and whatever number I have assigned to you, you would get that campus. I will send campus assignments announcements out after you have after the lottery. After we perform the lottery and you are notified you have an offer, then I will send out the campus notifications, and then you'll know what campus you are assigned. If you are on the wait list and get an offer off the wait list, which again, that can happen literally 2-3 weeks after the lottery, in the summertime, in August. Sometimes there are parents that did not get the lottery, but then they can get a seat offer in the middle of the school year. Oh, someone did ask that. What is the probability, I guess, on the chances of getting in? Because we do have a lot of seats to offer, as Justin said, about 22, 21, we do have about 200 seats, but we do offer that to our families for siblings, and then the community as well. Everybody applies, but priority will go to siblings. In past years, of course, pre-COVID, we had a lot more applicants. This year, it is a little delay, and I might even be speaking to someone now that have not applied as well. So we understand that, but most of the time, everyone that has applied by the deadline, I have offered them a seat by mid-school year, if not before. Then those that are on the wait list are the ones that literally applied. If you apply the day after the deadline, you are automatically put on the wait list. So I always tell people apply before the deadline. So then that starts the wait list, but I also have the people from the lottery wait list. So that continues, and then those people, but usually I'm through the wait list. So, and that's because some people have made decisions and don't want to change. Some people have moved and can't, take the seat as well. So different things happen, but do not fear the wait list. It's just patience with that. So hopefully that answered that. All right. Are there, go ahead.
Hi, I have a quick question. We have a daughter who is very young. She just would make the cutoff, so we did apply for this year. And then now, a couple months later, are concerned that maybe she's a little young still and would want to hold, but we've already applied. If we were to get a spot, can we defer for a year and then, or do we just do this process again in a year?
You will have to do the process again.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good question. I know that is a question that a lot of people have. But you have to do the
Question?
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, I was wondering about music and athletics in kin.
Okay.
Both of those together.
Okay. So our specials classes will include, music, PE, art, library. I don't know if I'm missing any. But
Computer.
So, say it again.
Computer.
In computer.
Counseling. Social worker.
Oh, that's right. So our social workers come in and teach character lessons as well. But yes, so they have a music class. Our music teacher is amazing, both of them at both campuses. Well, all three. They are absolutely amazing. And so, of course, with COVID, we haven't had our concerts, but let me tell you, we had a lot of musical concerts before. And I think someone did even a special on our music teacher at Oak. It was a televised interview, but so he's that great. So yes, we we are concerned, or we make priority for all arts as well. We also have different programs that include all that. And so then the music teacher has to come up with different things for the students to either sing or play instruments as well. They learn how to play instruments in our music classes as well. And then you said sports. So I would need to defer to.
No, I can talk about that because I've helped organize. No, that works out. Yeah. We have participated in a league with other city schools in basketball with our 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. We have formal middle school basketball teams for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. We have middle school soccer teams. We have a really excellent cross country and track program that formally compete for middle school, but our excellent cross country and track program actually trickles down into lower elementary as well. And so some really great sports involvement. And then there's lots of community teams, through Brookside Soccer, through YMCA Basketball, where there's informal groups of Académie Lafayette families who participate there. But as far as school-sponsored sports, basketball for the lower grades, and then the kind of full range of sports for middle school.
Great.
And I just wanted to add that there's a lot of singing in classrooms. There's a lot of art.
Yeah.
You know, we really are focused on teaching the whole child and bring in, you know, if you were to enter any of our classroom, you would see a lot of artistic activities and a lot of singing. You know, in a French immersion setting, it's really important to bring up all of that to really kind of help the child just use the French in a fun way. So I'm a terrible singer, but I used to sing all the time in my classroom because that's, you know, one way that the language comes to life. So yeah, we're really into all of the arts.
I miss my djembe in the classroom when I used to sing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I know. I thought of the other one when they said, I was like, well, he would be at events, and I've heard him sing too. When the kids are coming in to the auditorium, he would, you know, grab the mic, sing the tune. Oh, the days. We'll get back to that, and we've even thought about having an online. So the kids will be in their classroom, and we're trying to see if we can project to their classroom so we can still have that type of event. I will mention this, and I did notice hands are raised. Let me get to this, and then I'll get to the people that raised their hands. I appreciate you guys. So screen time. Someone was wondering about screen time. And so this has really changed for the fact that now, you know, with COVID, we have computers, but maybe Mr. Jones and or the principals can speak of that. And, you know, they said for a younger student, especially kindergarten, or tablets or screens used much. So can you guys talk about that for the current situation? Because before it wasn't as much.
Yeah, what we since we are French immersion school, it is very critical at earlier age, kindergarten through even second grade, to make sure that we operate on the with the communicative approach, which is the oral, the listening, and the speaking. This is fundamental to install the language, the syntax, the vocabularies, those building blocks that will help them not only understand, but also express themselves. So it is critical that we limit the screen time. Now we have a challenge during COVID. We had to be online. And even with that, we thought about it. And what we did is to say, hey, how to limit screen time, because we're mindful about that, but also to give opportunity for students and teachers to use the language, because that oral is very critical to install the language. So we thought about it, and we built it in when we were designing our schedule. And it is so critical. You're right. Now, we hope to go back to normalcy as soon as possible. And if we go back to normalcy, yes, we will get back to our basic, which is lower grade, limit that screening time, favor oral to build the, to have language acquisition, which is French here, L2. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it was 3 hands up, but let me see. I may have missed it. Nicole Marshall Ebersel, did I say that?
Yes, that's right.
Hey.
So hi, how are you? So I have one question, well, 2. I have a soon-to-be 3rd grader, and he's at Cherry, and then I'm having a kindergartner coming in. So I heard, I'm sorry if the dogs are barking. Okay. I heard that, I think that Cherry only goes up to 3rd grade, I think?
No, it goes to 5th next year.
5th.
It's 4th grade this year, and it goes to 5th next year.
Okay, because that was my concern. How is it going to work if she's coming in and he's there? Are we going to have to split campuses? And, you know, so that was my main concern. But I suppose that's not going to be a concern right now.
Breaking news to you. So no.
But then when she comes in, I suppose she's going to be 2 grades. Okay, never mind. We'll deal with that when we get there, because she's going to be 2 grades behind him, I guess. So if she's assigned to the Cherry, she's just going to have to stay there and then join him 2 years after at Oak. Is that how it works?
Wait, okay, so you said you have a student, you have a 3rd grader at Cherry, correct?
He's going to be a third grader. He's in second grade now.
No, so if he's at Cherry.
Yes, he is at Cherry.
He will stay at Cherry.
Okay.
That was only
Oh.
one time where the third graders went to Oak.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's why I'm confused. I did hear about that. And okay.
So yes, so
All right.
everybody, you didn't hear what I said because that does not apply anymore. From now on, all students will stay at the campus that they are assigned, and the families will follow. So.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. That's what we're here for. Get everything clear. And that's the thing, is so much out there. A lot of times I am talking with parents, and I'm to tell you guys too, if there's something that you have heard that has happened in the past with AL, you have to check with myself or a principal or administration just to make sure, because there are reasons why things took place in the past to make our buildings even and all those things. And some things may not take place. So yes, your child will be fine. The only thing is that after 5th grade, they all will go to Armor for 6th grade and high school. Yay. Okay. Cynthia Green.
Yes, I just have a quick question. I wanted to know, do you guys have any before and after school programs for the children?
Yes. So I will first say after school program or aftercare is with Upper Room. And Dorte and Mr. Diao to make sure that that is currently still going on. I know I sent out that information to everyone. So Upper Room, they offer discounted free rates as well as a charge. And I want to say it's different now because it's not full week, but for a full week, it would be about 60, 65. 60, okay, 60. That's right, because Michelle probably takes part in that. And so it is only for after school up until 6 o'clock. Is that still the correct same time now? And so yes, with the Upper Room also will take care of our kids. This is if we return back to normal. On a full day, they could be at our buildings. If we are not in session for school, they would go ahead and take care of the students on those. But that was pre-COVID, so we'll make sure that that still takes place after. I know we have been talking about that. Before care, right now, our building's only open. This is currently only open 15 minutes before class starts. But prior to that, it was either 30 to an hour before. And our teachers would take care of the students in an auditorium. That is why it is not taking place right now, just because there'd be too many students to have in one area at one time. So hopefully we get through all this COVIDness. It will be back to that. So I have stated everything is subject to change for start times and end times. We also end 15 minutes prior as well. But again, you will all be notified of that, especially when August comes. But those are actually great questions. I know you guys want that information now.
And also, I think a cool thing is, and again, outside of pandemic situation, breakfast in the morning is an option too.
And breakfast still an option now, right? Don't they get?
I don't know if it is.
Right. We have breakfast as a grab and go because we could not do it as in the cafeteria. But breakfast is available to students every morning, and it's really quite delicious. I get to have some leftovers sometimes. So when they're not picked up, but there is breakfast every morning for students who would like it.
Yes, JoJo's actually caters our lunches, our breakfast and lunches, and pricing as well as free and reduced is available for that as well. Emily Ferris.
Hi. This was addressed a little bit in the chat, but I hopefully have an incoming kindergartner, and we do have him enrolled at Rainbow School for the summer. But if he were to get accepted, summer school is appealing. How far would he be behind the other students, or would he be if he didn't go to summer school and just started in the fall?
Michelle or Mr. Jones?
I can take that. Yeah, so normally what we do in summer school is what we do at the beginning of the year anyway. So he wouldn't be behind at all. He would just be in the same group as everybody, and he wouldn't be the lone wolf either. There's a lot of kids that don't attend summer school at all. I mean, not a lot, but he wouldn't be the only one.
And with availability too, that could, you know, determine how many students are available to take it, as well as some students that may be offered seats later on, they join. Like, I think there was a parent that said she started in November, and the students learning like how many languages?
And I wanted to clarify, there are 2 sessions of summer school, but we encourage all our students to come to both sessions. It's not like you have to choose one or the other. You're welcome to come to both. It's always great. You know, language is something that we have to keep alive. So attendance at summer school has been a big help for our students, so we don't have a drop off in summer. So if possible, you know, we love to have them. We do fun stuff. We do, you know, a lot of field trip, but also some good language shoring up.
All right. There was a chat over here in Feed Loop. Someone said, oh, I think I lost it. It was, oh, okay, they answered it earlier. Okay. How many? Yeah, we're good. All righty. Anybody else have any questions? I'm just literally going to go into the pre-recorded program. And it kind of will reiterate some of these things, maybe a little bit extra. And then I can always pause for any questions. And if anybody needs to take a break, you surely can do that as well. I don't mind. All right, looks like we're going to go ahead and go. we're not leaving. I'm just going to go to the presentation. Oh, and then some people have seen this before. There was a portion where the students were talking in French. So I wanted to add that to it so you can at least hear. Since we aren't able to go into the classrooms, they were speaking and singing with months, numbers, letters. Did I get everything, Mr. Jones?
I mean, yeah, just about everything.
All right. So here we go.
Académie Lafayette offers something to your children that other schools just can't offer.
At Académie Lafayette, our focus is providing a world-class education for our students.
I love seeing my grandchildren come alive speaking French.
Give your kids some credit and just know that their brains are sponges and can absorb it all.
We are now accepting applications. Visit academylafayette.org.
Do you love Académie Lafayette?
J'aime Académie Lafayette.
Ok, tous ensemble. Je mélange. On va pour les jours de la semaine.
Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Donc, les masses avec les maillots, septembre, octobre, et décembre.
Académie Lafayette, pre-K through 12th grade free charter school. A K-8 French Immersion program, and an International Baccalaureate Middle Year program for 6th through 9th. Our pre-K is located off-site at Emanuel Family and Child Development Center, and you can find more information on our website at academylafayette.org. We have 3 campuses, grades K-5, our Cherry campus located at 3421 Cherry Street, our Oak campus located at 6903 Oak Street, and our Armour campus, which houses our middle school, 6th through 8th, and currently our high school with 9th grade is located at 201 East Armour Boulevard. We do have boundaries for our Cherry and Oak campus. If you live within the boundaries of these campuses, this will be your assigned campus if you receive an offer in the lottery. If you receive a seat off the wait list, the boundaries do not apply. Cherry's boundaries are 27th through 39th Street, Southwest Trafficway to Prospect, And Oak's boundaries are 63rd to 75th Street, Main Street to Kansas City Zoo. Students that live outside of these boundaries are randomly placed at a campus. All students will attend Armour for middle school and high school. We do offer door-to-door bus service for those that live 2 or more miles away from the campus. We also offer after-school care with the upper room until 6 p.m. Start and end times are subject to change. Cherry starts at 8:30 and dismisses at 4. Oak starts at 8 a.m. and dismisses at 3:30. And Armour starts at 8:15 and dismisses at 3:45. Breakfast and lunch is served by JoJo's in Westport, and free and reduced pricing is available.
Are there any questions at this time?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm trying to catch on. I didn't hear the first little part, but
Okay, and I'll replay it again. Okay, well, we're gonna move forward. If there are no questions, what was previously played will be played. We're good?
yes.
I would also like to share part of Académie Lafayette's history with you. Académie Lafayette started in 1999, and it came out of the Kansas City Public School District's magnet school program. When they decided to close the magnet schools, the teachers and parents came together in a grassroots effort to keep this program alive. And when the Missouri House passed the first charter legislation, they were able to receive a charter, and we have been celebrating over 20 years. But it is full circle. After starting off of Home Street in a small Jewish temple, then receiving the Oak Campus building, the full circle was complete when the founders received Login, the original French Immersion program, which is now called the Cherry Building. And the reason why the parents and teachers wanted to keep this excellent program going is the benefits of immersion. Immersion goes beyond just learning a second language. You are learning in the language. And research shows it has many benefits. The brain works harder when listening to teaching in a foreign language. It causes stronger attention muscle. And CAT scans have shown that bilingual brains show more brain density and gray matter in comparison to monolingual CAT scans, which will help students learn wherever they are in life for the rest of their lives.
Any questions?
In a typical kindergarten class, the class will be 21 students to 1
Now, what am I doing?
eras will be additional help to the teacher. And how do students learn in a language? Well, we start by capitalizing on their interest. Students will also have English class. This is separate from their all-day French class. Students learn in French, including supplement classes such as art and library. Our libraries contain books in French and English. Many will say, how can I help my child if I don't speak French myself? Please leave that to the experts, the teachers at Académie Lafayette. For over 20 years, they have done amazing things with our students. So we want to continue that. All we ask you is to continue to help with English or any other language you have at home. In the English class, teachers send home book in the bag. There you can log in times that you have read with your child. And teachers make it convenient for projects that are sent home with instructions for parents to follow. And homework that usually comes home will be practice. Our teachers come from all over the world, including France, Senegal, Cameroon, Ivory Coast in Africa, Belgium, Martinique, Canada, Haiti, and the US. And many of their students have either attended or graduated from Académie Lafayette. All of our buildings have full-time nurses and a full-time social worker or counselor. We also provide a uniform closet at all campuses. Our uniform consists of navy, red, white polos, and on the bottom, khaki pants, shorts, skirts, skirts, and jumper, and also plaid skirts and plaid jumpers. Académie Lafayette is known for providing an opportunity for our students to travel over to France. Our students in 7th grade will have the opportunity. They spend 2.5 weeks in France with host families. Then our 8th graders also have the opportunity to travel to New Orleans to complete their service project, all part of the International Baccalaureate Middle Years program. In this program, our students are able to choose an additional third language between Spanish and Mandarin. In high school, we will also be offering many more opportunities to travel the world, although travel is subject to change. Thank you, and I hope to see you at Académie Lafayette soon.
All right. So, excuse me. I'm not for sure. I know that I'm not for sure when some of you have joined in. If you have joined in just recently, how about I stop share this? If you have joined in just recently or have been here since the beginning. But please let me know, especially if you have just joined us, because we basically had a discussion for about an hour. I do want to kind of reset as well. I know some people may have been taking a little quick break, and then I will make sure that everybody is back and go ahead and reintroduce ourselves for those that have just joined us.
And Robin, there are a few questions in the chats that came through during the video.
Gotcha. I was like all the way up at the top. Okay. Okay, here they go. Okay, they're moving. Okay, if a child receives a waitlist seat outside of the boundary, do they stay there the following school year? Yes, which would also mean daily drop off and pick up. Is pre-testing required? Okay. Pre-testing is not required for pre-K. Jasmine Harris, I'm answering your questions. Testing is not required for pre-K. They just have to be 4 prior to September 1st and live within the Kansas City school district boundaries and be qualified for free and reduced lunch. That's sort of 3 requirements for pre-K. I'm a little bit, which would also mean daily drop off and pickup. I'm not for sure about that question, Jasmine. Can you clarify if you can? I don't even know. Okay, yeah, I'm not for sure about that one. Okay, the next one is, if a child has to leave the school for whatever reason, does the education transfer to non-immersion education? In what I will say with that, and I will let one of the experts talk about it, is that we still follow the state standards. So our students are still learning exactly what they need to learn in a regular school that was all English, non-immersion. So they're still learning the same benchmarks and processes, I would say as well. And so I always tell parents that too. Sometimes if you get homework home and you're thinking you can't help them, but you can. It's the same scientific process. It's the same math equations that we either like or not. It's all those same things. So they're still learning the same curriculum. It's just they're learning it in immersion. Anybody else want to take that?
Your response is the right one. And
Yeah.
Sometimes I even have a case when they left, it wasn't as challenging in this traditional school and they came back.
That has happened on many occasions. So yes.
Remember, all our students are, take the same state test at every school in Missouri, so the MAP test, and we have traditionally done very well, which is always, part of that magic. While your children are educated in French, they test in English, just like other Missouri kids, and yet we come above, pretty consistently. So the knowledge does transfer very well.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. We are top 5 Missouri school district. Top Kansas City. So yes. There's a question: if our child gets placed at Oak off the wait list, but we live near Cherry, would they be able to transfer at any point? The answer is no. This is based off of the board policies. And then, like, side note, if we say yes to one, we got to say yes to all. So That is just so we can make sure that everybody stays where they are. So, and that also goes with siblings, because the siblings that follow will follow too. So just FYI on that. You have the option to decline at any time and go back on the wait list. I will say that, but that is all up to you. We cannot forecast what seats will be available in the future. But great question. I get that a lot. Communicate.
Did you see the questions in feed loop too?
Oh, no.
Well, you look, Robin, I can answer the Phillips family question about communications between teachers and parents. Our teachers send a Friday memo every Friday in English to the families that has the learning targets for the following week, the calendar information, any pertinent information the family needs to know. So that's weekly, excuse me, in every grade. And of course, our teachers and parents are always in communications to help support each child's learning. We very much understand that education is a partnership, and some of our teachers have a little bit of issue sometimes with English, and if that comfort level just rises very quickly as we, just stay here. I mean, as people just are with the school longer, but we very much are in communication with parents, and parents are welcome to come in a non-COVID year. Parents would be welcome to come visit the classroom, see how we teach, observe, and we want to make sure parents are very, very comfortable with our process. So we are as transparent as we can be.
You guys hear me typing? Yeah, so someone in the feed loop chat said, can you talk about how teachers differentiate to serve students at different levels in math and reading? Could one of the principals or teacher take that?
Sorry.
Yeah, I can take it. Sorry. Unless JC, were you wanting to say something? Okay. So yeah, loaded question, but we always do our best to differentiate in every subject. In math, it's a little easier. We can see where they're at. But as far as the immersion part, French kind of is the leveling field for everybody. So even though if you've had a kid that's repeated kindergarten and then you did the lottery again and came back into kindergarten, they know their numbers, but they don't know them in French. So for the first little bit, everyone is on the same playing field. After that, we're able to differentiate and help the more advanced kids go up and do different things. And then the lower kids, especially with the help of the intern, we're able to really help them and make sure they catch up in different ways, one-on-one, different technology needs. Yeah. Mr. Diata, did you want to add anything?
No, it's just what I've seen in your classroom or in Madame Wafa's classroom is in the morning when you put when you put them in pairs or strong student, it's those students so that they can learn, build the vocabulary. I've seen that. I've seen also in kindergarten you doing with those who are struggling a little bit, and then asking the intern to work with advanced student or vice versa. So I see that differentiation in different ways in low second grade classes.
Yeah, sorry. COVID had me forget a lot of the ways that we normally do some of that stuff. But even now when we're hybrid, I have them play telephone. I mean, they hold it like this now, but I'll have them play telephone and still do pair work sometimes to help each other out. In a non-COVID year, we would also sometimes work with our colleagues, especially some of the first grade teachers would sometimes send us down a kid when we'd focus on letters and sounds, and sometimes, it goes the other way around. But that's another thing we normally do in a non-COVID year as well.
In reading, I've seen in second grade, they work together, all the second grade teachers, because they realized at a certain point that there was a reading issue with the second graders because of things that happened previously. So they work together and they bring up the level of reading in second grade, and they even won a prize at the state level with DESE 2 or 3 years ago. So differentiation exists, and when they did it, they split the second graders in different group, medium, intermediate, low, and advanced, and they achieved great result. Thank you.
Okay, so the France question I think was answered. It was when are those trips, when do they take place? It is during the school year, and as Bridget said, it's typically during spring. We'll see, typically. And what is the experience of students entering first grade instead of kindergarten? Anybody want to take that one?
As a teacher, I've seen student not doing first grade, and when they reach not doing a kindergarten, I'm sorry, and when they reach fifth grade, because I taught fifth grade for 10 years, they were just fine, or even sometime even better. I've seen students who did not do kindergarten, first grade, second grade, went to Senegal for a year, came back in third grade, and then one of my best students in fifth grade. So yes, but what we do also is we aware of that, so especially right now, and we're putting in place a program so that we have support for those students, because it is critical that now with COVID that we don't have that communicative approach as we wish to support to have a greater support, a stronger support for those students. But yes, they usually fine and they operate at the level as a student who did kindergarten operate.
In a typical year, we have a teacher who will work with small groups of those new to Académie Lafayette first graders, and he provides kind of an intensive French boot camp to get these guys up and running with their French skills. But they're still part of that regular first grade class. They just come out for a small part of the day just to get some intensive French support.
All right. And Lauren, I did see now that you did answer those too. So we just had all extra information, which is absolutely wonderful. Let's also see, it looks like the summer school question. And I will pose it just in case everybody can't see it. Someone asked, is summer school only for rising kindergartners, or is summer school offered every year for returning students at every grade level? Yes, summer school is available for every student at every grade level. Available spaces are limited. So as soon as you get the invite for summer school, sign up, please.
There's a question about the character.
Yeah.
Talk about character building class.
Dorothy, you want to take it?
Yeah, I would love to. So we have, as Robin mentioned, we have a social worker or a counselor full-time at every building. And we do, really celebrate character traits. There's one for every month, and the social worker and counselor teach what we mean by character class is just helping students understand the concept of responsibility or empathy, kindness, all the traits, perseverance, aptly named with our Mars landing. School counselors and social workers come in the classroom. In a non-COVID year, it's just in person. Right now, it's done virtually most of the time, and really built curriculum around those character traits to really help our students understand that, we work hard, we try again, we're kind, we're respectful, and we celebrate the Student of the Month with an assembly every month at each of the campuses, which is really fun. Students are welcome and invited to make skits that celebrate the character trait for the month. We have a lot of visuals in the hallways that reinforce, what it means to be empathetic, or what it means to be responsible and respectful. So we, that's again in our push to teach the whole child and serves the social and emotional skills and needs of our students. We're not only concerned about the academic, even though that's a big part of what we do, and we want to make sure our children and our students grow up to be, the best that they can be in every areas of their life. Did that answer your question?
I think it did. That's a great answer for me. There is actually a question on YouTube. It says, does pre-K get the same benefits of learning a new language when they are at the Emanuel Center? That's a great question. It is not immersion. So our immersion program is K through 8th. Our high school is not immersion and our pre-K is not immersion, but we do have teachers that come in. As Lauren is one of our pre-K teachers. She's a preschool teacher, but comes in to teach those French lessons every day. And so even Lauren, if she can even talk about it, Lauren can see the progression of that student. Lauren?
Yeah, totally. So I am, for those who don't know, I am one of the Académie Lafayette preschool teachers. So I go into several different preschool classrooms and have about 30-minute lessons in French with the kiddos. And I have definitely seen the progression just from a non-immersion point of view, because I'm not coming in as an immersion teacher. I'm just giving them kind of just basic French skills, learning the alphabet, numbers, some beginner words in French. And just from that little bit of French, I've seen the progression so much from all of the students. They catch on super, super quick. So like right now, we're already up to like number 15 in French. And then and they're able to count all of that on their own. And then also, we sing songs in French, and we do that every day, so the repetition really helps as well.
Yeah, so, the benefit of that, it's a lot. It's a pre-K class, so they are getting kindergarten readiness as well. So as we talked about curriculum, it's the, same curriculum overall, but it's getting them prepared for what they even need in kindergarten. And I don't know if Mr. Jones wants to talk about that, but we get all different levels in the kindergarten classroom where someone literally comes straight in from no preschool, pre-K, anything. But this is just an opportunity. And if Jasmine is still here, I don't think she is, but she kind of asked me another question about that. But that's the whole point, is to provide that opportunity for pre-K readiness, because we have seen, and I've literally been in a kindergarten classroom where the teacher said, well, a lot of students did not know how to write their name. So we're starting that today, because they were supposed to be on the carpet usually when I come to visit, and they were still at their desk doing something. So she said, we're doing this extra today because maybe only 3 kids out of that classroom knew that, which is fine. We know kids come in all different levels, but that's the benefit of pre-K, is to get that added help. And the reason why we took part in that was to provide that service, and then help those students get acclimated for kindergarten, as well as just get that little tad bit of French and just be ready. So it's just all added bonuses. If you are a pre-K parent, currently right now, if you are a pre-K parent for AL at Emanuel, you already have a seat for kindergarten. So you're already in the school per se. So that's also another extra benefit. I told someone on another pre-K event, you don't have to decide where your child goes for kindergarten, you're already there. So that's another added bonus to that.
Did you see, oh, someone talking?
I think it may be Jean-Claude. Is it Jean-Claude?
Do you see the question about interns, if we expect to have interns in the fall this year with the travel issues?
Yes. I don't know if anybody wants to take that, but I think we kind of had mentioned that we're in the process of working on that. That is obviously because of, you know, what happened nationwide as well as worldwide. And I do know I have been in talks with someone at our school that is working on the paperwork for that. So we are working on it. We can't make any announcements at this time. And I will say this, paras as well. So technically our interns will be from other countries, but paras will be someone that can come in the class and help. And we can get them from anywhere. We have teachers that may have retired. We want them to come back. We have students in college and things of that nature that meet that criteria to be a para. That may be previously from Académie Lafayette, no French. So we can even take care of that with a para. A para may not be in the classroom the entire time and they may split, but it's okay with that because some of our students are in specials class at a certain time. And so that para can take another class. So you may not even can tell that para won't be in there 100% of the time just because the students do have other places to go. Anybody want to jump in?
No, that's right. That's correct.
Great. So I see a full day is a long time for a kindergarten. Can you give a quick breakdown of a typical day? Is there free play, rest time? Mr. Jones, go ahead and tell them about our kindergarten day.
Sounds like my question. Yeah, typical day, you know, they come in, they arrive, they can finish their breakfast, and we normally have, and I'm going to speak for a typical year, not this year. Then we normally have choices for them to do, and they can pick their center, do what they want, work on handwriting, practice their name, working on numbers, having different flashcards. We have 2 recesses in a day, both 20 minutes long. We have lunch, which depending on each teacher's individual schedule can be about 30, 40, 50 minutes, depending. And then we also have our support class every day a week, which lasts 50 minutes. The art, PE, library, character class, and what's the one I'm missing? Music. Yeah. Did I say music? Music. Let me start over. Music, art, library, PE. That's what I missed. Merci. And that lasts 50 minutes. And then there's our awesome English teacher that'll come in for 30 minutes. And then there is normally rest time. We do nap time at the beginning of the year, you know, because they are starting in and it is a long day, and definitely speaking French all day will, in a good way, fry their brains. They'll be tired. You'll pick them up after the first day and they'll fall asleep in the car, or it'll be easy putting them to bed that night. And then we normally stop nap time around Thanksgiving and kind of do it when we see a need for it. And then after winter break, we still do like a rest time, play time, a free time where they get to choose whatever they want to do after lunch in replace of nap time. Am I missing anything a part of the day? I mean, then we do all the the core subjects, math, which normally lasts about an hour. We split it up. We do a morning math session, then afternoon session, so it's not too much. Then French, and then we share social studies and science time. Yeah.
Fun day. And then are immunizations required? So they are required, but also there you can have an exemption as well. So I don't know how the COVID, it's not required, how that will play. I'll just say that because anything is subject to change. But yes, immunizations or an exemption is required. All right. Any other questions coming through that anybody can see, Michelle or anybody?
I'm not seeing any in the chats, but if I've missed something, somebody speak up if we haven't answered your question. I've been trying to watch that.
I have placed on, should be on both chats, a link. So although I showed that small snippet of information, I have a full recorded tour that's about 15 or so minutes, kind of reiterate some of the things that we have gone through. It is on our YouTube page, so I paste the link here. It has all the different links, the classroom visit, all those to go through. My information should be everywhere and on everything, and I actually will place it in the chat as well. I do have that too. Lauren, if you could do that, it's on our doc. Could you place that in the chat for me, please? It has my number, my email. If you probably had just joined us,
I can do that.
okay. If you have just joined us as well, this will be available on repeat after I get that submitted to Show Me KC Schools. So you can tune in to our previous conversation. You can rewind and play again. You can play for other family members, other friends, as well for more information. If any questions come up during that time, again, you can call, text, email me, and I am here to provide that assistance. And then another thing is that if need be, I do have informational sessions available where you can sign up for that. And that's so we can make sure that we have a designated time available for you. Usually they're about 2:30 on Tuesdays, either Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays, depending on my week schedule, all the meetings. And then I can meet with you. Technically, I say one-on-one, but also it can be other parents involved too. But we can just have that hour time to talk more and discuss more into details, some things that you may need, especially if you do have questions about particularly your child and things that you want answered for them too.
One thing I'll say, just another parent perspective thing. One of the great things is there are a lot of opportunities to get involved in different ways, but there's also not pressure, which I know at some schools there's a lot of pressure in terms of, we need this parent involvement, we need you to volunteer at the school, all of these types of things. So there's great opportunities without the pressure. There's great activities like mother-son dances, daddy-daughter dances, things like that. There's an opportunity once a month, and again, these are in normal times, but once a month where parents can come in and have lunch in the classroom with their kids, and it's a good way to, especially in kindergarten, but we still like it. You get to be in there and kind of see what's happening, and you get to meet other parents that way. There will be different things that parents may put together, like even outside of the school, book clubs, or sometimes there are playground mixers or things like that. So it is one of those things that even though it's a school with 1,200 plus students and 3 different campuses, there are a lot of opportunities where there's crossover, and you get to get involved in any way that you want.
Yes. Does anyone from Académie Lafayette have any last statements?
We can't wait to see you. We love our school, and we know that you will too.
And thank you, Académie Lafayette families, for joining in. I appreciate you as well. I will say, our parents are amazing. I know Dorte said that before, but the reason why Académie Lafayette is amazing is because of our parents, as well as our staff. And our students make us wonderful too. So it's just a full family. So yes, we cannot wait for you to join our family. And some are just adding more family members. So we are great to continue this. Again, any last minute questions, we can handle that for about next 6 minutes, because we have been on for 2 hours, I guess. And thank you for those that have been with us for this entire time too. We appreciate that as well.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you. Anything? I don't know. We may get to end 5 minutes early. I think we all deserve it.
I have a quick question about cultural sensitivity. My son is Muslim, and I'm wondering if you have any, he's been going to Islamic school, so how we're wondering about the transition into a non-Islamic environment.
I will say they will feel welcome. They will not be the only one. We have a vast array, I guess I should say, of cultures, religions, and that is, again, really what Académie Lafayette is and stands for. We're a world school, global. So all are welcome. We talk about all, we express all, we have others that express their experiences as well. And we want them to be aware of everything that's in the world. Anybody want to join in with me?
I'm from Senegal, 96% Muslim country. And coming here, I felt all welcome, at ease. I have no problem. I'm not Muslim and I feel welcome in my country. I felt welcome. It was the same here. And the other teacher who come from other area, they feel welcome also. And this year, one of our focus is diversity, equity, inclusion, and we're training our teachers on that. We, the leaders, we are doing training for ourselves in this regard, and it's working well. So, right answer, Robin.
Mm-hmm. It's the truth. It's even my experience, and that's what, when I answer that, it's my experience.
Yeah.
I would also just like to add that because this is a French immersion school, so we're learning from so many different teachers from different Francophone countries. So we're learning about different cultures, and I think that just makes everything more inclusive. And just from my experience, I just know that I am more accepting because I went to Académie Lafayette. I was just opened up to so many different cultures that I would have never learned about if I hadn't gone to Académie Lafayette. So just like knowing about so many different Francophone countries and people who live there just sets you up really well in life to just be able to converse and relate with so many different kinds of people.
Agreed. All right, everyone. Any, again, any questions that come up as you are even watching the rerun of the video, or any extra videos, or look on the website, just send those to us, and I will make sure that the correct person gets that response to you. And just the last thing I will say is just make sure that you have applied prior or by February 22nd to be in that first part of the lottery. And those announcements will be out on March 1st at 4 p.m. Campus assignments will follow, and enrollment will follow that. And thank you everyone for attending. And again, we look forward to you becoming a part of the Académie Lafayette family. Thank you, everyone.
Au revoir.
Bye.
And I'm ending for all, just everybody so you'll know.
Thank you so much, Robin.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, AL team. So I have to end this for all so it goes off of feed loop. So enjoy your Saturday.
Are you ending YouTube then too? Are you doing that one?
Yes. So you know what? Actually, hold on. Let me not. Hold on. Thank you, Michelle.